Hi, everyone, and welcome to Lawful Stupid RPG, home of the D1, the die that never lets you down. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for some advanced Dungeons & Dragons, courtesy of the Erroth campaign and episode 7 of the Sundered Crown.
Already.
Meanwhile, however, do you like Greek food? If so, maybe you'll enjoy Pantheon, our ancient Greek campaign. Episode 3 goes live tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK time. The day after that, Saturday, we're back on Hemlora, streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern or midnight UK time. I don't know what they eat on Hemlora. Bears, probably. You can follow us on all the social medias. Discord is our hub, but we're all over the place. You know where. And you can also support us on Patreon. My favorite part of Patreon is the poll, where our patrons get to vote on stuff that happens in the game. They're really quite cruel people. I love it. Okay, I am Mark, your kind and generous dungeon master, and if you're sitting comfortably, we'll see where we left off last time. Previously on Erroth, the Sundered Crown. Embarking on a daring rescue mission to liberate Hagen Quell from a House Mordath outpost, the party discovers that Lord Ruthic of Mordath himself is at the outpost, and their rescue mission turns into something far greater. Marshalling their cunning, they manage to capture Lord Ruthic and take him back to Fort Valandor for interrogation. But questioning Ruthic reveals some unexpected truths. Far from being their implacable foe, House Mordath seems to want the same things that House Valandor does. And so, against all expectations, our heroes find themselves on the brink of an alliance with their most hated enemy. Smoke hangs in the air over Halgar's spire. Saltara sits in the fire-blackened remains of the council chamber. On the table in front of her, a map of Fort Valandor is spread out. You're sure this will work? The cowl figure sitting on the other side of the table from her, man, woman, human, nods. The pale chalice failed you. I will not. If you are certain my old apprentice is there, I will give you what you want. You can't accomplish... You... Not on your own. You can't accomplish this all on your own. She can hear the smile in the cowled figure's voice. I never work alone. That's just part of the legend. You worry about your father. I'll do my part. Saltara nods and brings the heavy iron box onto the table, opens it. Light floods her face. Whispers fill the air, as if coming from two separate voices at once. From her belt, she takes a flask, opens it. The contents reek of bad meat and burnt hair. And downing the thick, dark fluid within, she reaches into the box and grasps the eye of Kalax. Her scream fills the chamber. In Fort Valandor, in the high hall of the council chamber, overlooking the desert, a handful of figures have come together. Beyond, the windows show the desert, vast. The sky, vaster still. At one end of the table, Ruthic Mordath, a guest by any other name, glowers at his hosts. Aldrich, Hagen, Bellis. You are joined by Bone Mother Talora, Lord Galric. And at the opposite end of the table, to Ruthic, the Lady Isoldio, flanked on either side by a guard. So, Ruthic says, now we sit here as equals, not at each other's throats. Let us speak of the future. The future for both our houses. Well, Galric says, I understood those to be talk of an alliance, a marriage, no less. It's certainly something I'm open to discussing, eh? I wanted to hear from your brother, Ruthic says. Galric reddens slightly and then sinks back in his seat.
I think an alliance is the ultimate goal, yes. As to how we achieve it, well, I think that's up for discussion. Marriage is one option.
There are always options. I'm glad you've decided to see sense at last, Isoldia says. She looks pointedly at the guards on either side of her. You know this really isn't necessary.
That's not your call to make.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, but you haven't been exactly proving yourself to be trustworthy. So, until that trust is restored, those guards stay.
Do we really need to retread this matter? Tauric was a fool, and his presence damaging to this house.
Perhaps. But your decision to achieve your goals through lies and treachery was not a wise one. You murdered the Lord of the House.
Mother, please, let's not reopen old wounds, Galric says. We're here to build bridges, not tear them down.
Honesty has been in short supply. And the point I'm trying to make is that you chose to do this all without our input, without our say-so. You chose to play chess on a board without consulting any of us.
You're a child, little better than. You don't need consulting. Too busy playing soldier. If you'd attended to the duties of the house as you were supposed to, these things would have been apparent to you. But no. Far too busy drilling with your soldier friends.
Well, those soldiers secure the house. Without those soldiers, there is no house. Why are you here again?
She is your mother. A house divided cannot stand.
Yes, and a house without trust cannot stand either.
Then build it and save your accusations. What does your priestess say?
To Laura, she looks to Hagen and Bellis.
While I have remained here, this Moonwhite and this half-elf have gained first-hand experience of House Mordath and its plans, but also of the wider threat which we face. I would hear what they have to say before I speak my mind.
Hagen.
I am suspicious, but it is my job to be suspicious. If it is for the good of the house that this alliance is forged, then I will raise no objections. It's the first time I've been tortured, after all.
What was the purpose of that torture again?
I've wondered that myself.
Maybe that needs some clarification.
A regrettable necessity. I would apologize, but you are a professional, and I won't insult your intelligence.
That still doesn't answer the question why you were doing it.
Yes, what exactly did you hope to learn from me?
We were talking about building trust, so maybe this would be the point where you explained to us.
It was a deal.
With whom?
Your friends in Damarath secured for us Yandira as hostage for the crown. In return, we were to gather from you a confession as to your identity, your location. You, of course, have denied from the start.
These people...
But if you
Denied what?
if you were who they suggested you were, there are people who have a great deal of interest in finding you.
And these people, whether or not I know who they are, they know where I am.
As I say, we were after information from your own lips. You proved unwilling to give it. For that, you're to be commended.
Hagen bows sarcastically. I thank you for your commendations, my lord.
Tell me, why did you murder War Master Crane? As an opening salvo to building trust and alliances, I'd say that's a pretty poor move to make.
I can answer that, Isolde says. He was opposed to any form of alliance from the start, and would have spread his unhelpful attitudes throughout the troops, those same troops as you quite cleverly have pointed out. Aldrich, we need to sustain this house.
And why would he have opposed it?
Because he was as foolish and tied to tradition as my husband was. If we are to deal with the threat that House Damarath poses under their demon-haunted crown, we must look to the future, not be mired in blood feuds from generations past. That, I understood, is what we're here to discuss. And if that's not the case, then yes, you might as well have your men drag me back to the old keep and be done with this facade. Well, I await your pleasure, lords.
I don't... You have to understand, I'm not criticizing your goals. I'm criticizing the methods you chose to go about achieving them.
Yes, she's been so very, very clear in that over and over and over and over again. Please let me know when you're done repeating the same point, and we can move on to something productive, perhaps. So the tense silence that follows stretches on for a few more seconds. Elsewhere, meanwhile, Jadarian and Avil, you stroll back through the late afternoon sunlight, warm and embracing. Avil cradling your new crossbow, Jadarian, your longbow over your back. You've spent an hour or more down at the archery range, trading arrow for bolt, to settle an argument over which weapon is the superior. As you stroll back through the courtyards, well, the argument is far from settled.
I still think you cheated on that last shot, if you ask me.
Elves don't cheat.
Yeah, elves don't cheat. Well, I know several elves that would, dispute your claim, so don't give me that. You've lived for what, 200 years? There's no way that you don't know how to lie convincingly. I'm not buying it.
Please explain how I cheated.
Well, first of all, your toe was over the line. I saw it. Don't think I didn't. I see that. Your toe was over the line. You were a bit further forward than me. Plus, you have longer arms than me. It's not fair.
I don't see how that's a disadvantage.
You don't see how that's a disadvantage? Well, I can't bloody well hold the crossbow out over the archery range, can I? Because that's what it would take for us to be fair,
But all you have to do is point and shoot.
All you have to do is point and shoot. You know what? I got this like a few days ago. Okay?
Is it too heavy for you?
Is it too heavy for me? Have you seen my guns? I am a bear. I can do this. You're a little flimsy, pansy, poncy elf.
True. But then I did keep firing arrows through your bolts.
You know what? Shut up. You know what? Be quiet. I don't want to talk to you. You have wounded my sensibilities.
At this point, as you round the edge of the courtyard into the water gardens, you see a figure sitting up ahead, a blanket round her shoulders by the edge of the water, staring down at the reflections in the lilies, looking rather morose. You've not seen her in a couple of days, actually. Out riding, apparently. But it's Shanta. She doesn't look very happy.
Shanta, darling.
Oh, Apple. Hi.
Yes, 'tis I. How are you today?
I'm okay.
Are you sure about that?
No, as you can see, this is a lie.
Well, yes. No, I'm quite aware of that.
No, I'm okay. How are you guys?
That was another one.
Yes, I'm aware. Thank you, Jadarian. Thank you. What's up, Panda? I mean, Chanta. I read your username and I said it out loud, so you know what? We're gonna roll with it. What's up, Chanta?
Oh, I've just been thinking about things. I think I should do it less, to be honest.
Thinking is great. That's what leads to art, poetry, songs, wisdom.
Clearly not archery.
What? You know what, Jadarian? Please. I'm trying to console my friend. Why don't you just shut it?
Were you guys practicing archery?
Practicing, more like cheating.
Well, that's not very nice, Avril. Why would you cheat?
What? Me? No. I would never cheat. Nay, I have never cheated in my entire existence on this here earth.
That's another lie.
Preposterous. I refute your claims, good sir. I think you'll find I'm an honourable gentleman. Rin of the Poets, they call me. Wonderful title.
I think I'll just be quiet now, as I'm hearing too many.
Yes. So you should be.
I should probably get going.
No. Chanta, wait. Seriously, are you okay?
Yeah. I mean...
You can tell us, you know.
I look at her hands to make sure she's got all of her pinkies.
Yeah. Do I notice him looking at my hair?
Absolutely.
I don't have the eye anymore. I couldn't even if I wanted to.
No, yes, well I bloody well hope so. Anyway.
I'm alright. I'm just worried that we made the wrong choice.
When? Destroying the eye?
No, everything.
Everything? Well, that surely is a lot of things to be wrong about.
Ruthic made it seem like we were the ones doing bad things.
Well, I'm sure from his side of things, we did seem like we were doing incorrect, but again, from our side...
Ruthic is just a hot-headed human. There's plenty of them around here.
Why does that make their head hot? Were they out in the sun too long? Because I had that, but then you just get some cloth and you can make like a hat thing, and it keeps you in shade.
Yes, well, I never have a hot head. This glorious hat. But I think the point that Jadarian was trying to make is he's all talk, no real bite. He's doing it to rile you up. We're doing the right thing.
He said some mean things about Tusker.
He's just doing it to get a rise out of you. You yourself know what Tusker was really like. Your memory alone is what she truly was. Don't let anyone else, especially people that haven't even met her, tell you otherwise.
Well, when we went to get Hagen back, and I had my friend, and killed him, is that what's going to happen to Ruthic? Because you having him here as a guest, are you playing friends, or is I don't understand.
Chanter, first things first. You charmed that man. If you hadn't, he would have cut your throat.
Yeah, but he changed because I did it.
He was still under the influence of your magics. As soon as
he would
not
have come with us willingly.
He would have cut your throat and all of ours.
He thought I was cool.
Well,
we
you made
think
him
you're
think
cool,
so.
whatever that is, but
I don't understand what the right thing is anymore. And I don't know what to do.
I'm afraid you can only follow your heart. Do you see any of us as bad people?
No.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
I did promise Cinnamon that I would ride again today, so I should probably get to that.
Cinnamon! Oh, what a glorious mount.
He's a good boy.
Yes. Do send him all my love.
I will. Okay.
And she'll just sort of scurry off. She probably left her like book of spells and stuff on the floor, so she's gonna like do a U-turn, come back, pick them up, and then scurry off again.
Okay. Shanta, grab your books, head for the far side of the courtyard, and it's at that point that the arrow comes hurtling out of the darkness straight towards you.
Oh no!
In the council chamber. Ruthic is trying for a placating approach.
I would like us to focus on the matter of House Damarath, if at all possible. An Eye of Kalax sits in the Imperial crown. You've seen its influence up close. You know what that means. We must put our differences aside. Had we possession of all the eyes, we could have bound the demon. That is no longer an option, since you destroyed one. We must then find another approach. I ask you simply, are you with me in this? Will Valandor stand with Mordath?
To destroy the eyes? Yes.
And the crown?
I think the more appropriate question is, does Mordath stand with House Valandor?
Yes. The answer is yes.
So you support your son in ascension to the throne?
Absolutely. Look around us. He's the only sensible choice.
Well, I mean,
I look at Albert.
He's my younger brother, and I'm not entirely sure that primogeniture works that way.
Can you not interfere?
Fine. No, fine. I'll just sit here and be quiet then.
That would be appropriate for that.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm just sitting here.
Lord Ruthic.
Go right ahead.
How do you propose to go about achieving your goals? Perhaps you and my mother can enlighten us as to your plans. And I will listen.
The plan is simple enough. To marry the houses. Galeric to Saltara. Formalize the alliance. Unify our men. Persuade other northern lords if possible, but if not, to strike at House Damarath.
What is the estimated strength of House Damarath?
Alone, they could probably defeat either of us. They have a number of the Crimson Legions still loyal. But together, with the Storm Wings, and with the eyes destroyed, it's a different matter entirely.
merging sorry.
So no, go ahead.
Merging the houses in that manner, how would that benefit Lord Eldrick?
When all was said and done, he would be emperor.
So you would step back for your own son?
Look at me. I have no desire to spend my final years a prisoner in Damaresh, chained to the throne. And don't forget, we have a trump card to play.
Which is?
Yandera. She is a member of the royal family. And you have her here as your guest.
And what role do you propose she plays?
I'm not entirely sure. I would look to the Bone Mother Tolora and advisors for suggestions in that regard.
Well, I think this is the moment where I would ask Bone Mother Tolora to think what she thinks of this plan. You have served this house for a very long time.
As she opens her mouth to speak, there comes the sound of a bell ringing from the courtyard. Shanta, the arrow hits you square in the shoulder. You stagger backward. That's 3 points of damage.
Okay.
It is the only warning that comes, as from the two opposite ends of the Water Garden courtyard, troops in Mordath colours come racing out. At the same time, you see a number of them running along the top galleries of the mausoleum that overlooks the Water Garden. From the rear walls comes the sounds of blades clashing, men shouting alarm. A bell starts to ring. And you also hear from the main gate, this is all of you as well, a trumpet blowing wildly, a signal that Valandor is under attack. But it's immediately clear to you that these people are coming up from the catacombs, from the ruined areas of the fortress, and in from behind. Avel, Jadarian, Shanta, you guys can give me a quick initiative roll, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear God.
4.
2.
6.
Okay. Jadarian, go.
Is there anyone near Chanter?
Yeah, from both sides of the courtyard, troops have come rushing in. You count half a dozen have already come into the courtyard straight away. There's 3 at her end. All 3 of them are drawing blades, and it looks like they're seconds away from simply cutting her down as they race up from whatever hidden entrance they found into Fort Valandor's ruined sections.
Okay, I shoot one and then the other, depending on if they go down or not,
Yep.
and then move up to defender. That's a 17 and
Okay,
13.
these guys are armor class. Yeah, they're AC 15.
Oh, that's 27 and 23 then. Oh my fucking god. I rolled double 1 on my damage, so that is 6 and 6. So if it's 12 off 1, 12 off 1.
6 and 6. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
6 is not going to kill one.
These are yeah, it will. These are standard 0 level troops.
Okay, well, that'll be 2 different. And then I'll move up towards her.
That's enough. Shanta, to your left and right, two of the Mordath troops fall. The other one is charging toward you. You can hear Jadarian's feet pattering, but he's not going to be quick enough to stop the sword from descending toward you. The blade cuts. 5 damage.
Oh.
You see Shanta stagger back against the wall of the courtyard, blood flowing from 2 serious wounds. The guard looks up in your direction, looks down toward her, and raises his blade to finish her off. Okay, Shanta.
Shield! She's just gonna, like, put her blanket over her head, almost like this isn't happening. And cast shield, and you just see this like yellow kind of light surround her, and then this blanket almost changes.
Oh dear!
And she just crouches in a corner.
All right, and Avo.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him in the head with my crossbow.
You hope.
18.
Woohoo!
Hit.
Modified. And that is 8 on 9 on damage then.
Okay. Crossbow bullet just punches clean into his skull. 3 bodies are now at the ground at your feet, Shanta, although you're bleeding really quite badly.
Can I use my...
Okay,
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, can I use my Song of Rest to, give her more hit points again?
That'll be that's an action for next round.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right. So the other 3 guards who bust into the courtyard don't close to combat with you. Instead, they run to the opposite side and they're heading up these stairs onto the outer walls, already going to engage Valandor's few defenders who are stationed in that kind of position. What do you 3 want to do? Go after them? Alert somebody? Tackle someone else somewhere else?
I'm guessing everyone's alerted already.
If there's the bell going off.
You can see all around the fortress, the bell's ringing, the horn is going, the staff and inhabitants are running for cover. The guards are pouring out of the barracks, those that are not already on station at the walls. However, there's no sign of Aldrich at the moment, and so they're lacking a commander.
I mean, I almost feel like we should go and regroup and find Aldrich and the others.
Chance is going to start pumping her Cure Light wounds. But she's going to look at Avil and just peek under the blanket.
I think you need to tell them what to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them orders, I think.
Okay,
and then
Shanta,
we'll
roll it. Okay, Shanta, roll a d8 for your spell.
A d8,
Avil,
did you say?
It's a Cure Light Wounds, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
D8.
an 8. I'm back up to full. Nice.
Both wounds heal across your body. The pain of the arrow and the sword blow evaporate.
Wow, impressive.
So, Avil, you're heading to the walls to marshal the troops there, are you?
Yes.
Okay, fine. You just take off across the courtyard. People see you coming. One of them shouts, Avil, what do we do? What do we do?
Well, first of all, I think we need to find where these guys are coming from and stop them from coming in. So divide
They're already
yourself...
in the fortress. How did they get into the fortress?
You know what? I know that. I can see them with my eyes. I've already killed one. Okay, listen. The ones that are already in the fortress, hunt them down, kill them. The rest of you, go and find where they've come from and stop the others from coming in, if there are more.
Okay. The guards on the walls break into 2 groups. One rushes forward to meet the advancing Mordath forces. The others break off into small pairs and go heading toward the rear of the fortress to see if they can find out where they're coming from. Up in the council tower, you hear the bell ringing, the horn blowing, and out the windows, you can see quite clearly troops in Mordath colors surging up from the ruined wings and buildings at the rear of the fortress, coming in from the catacombs and crypts or cisterns, most likely. This place is a honeycomb. And taking Valandor forces unaware, and initially at least, cutting them down.
Okay, I think your troops have mounted a silly offensive to try and rescue you. Hagen, maybe it's a good point to make clear to them that if they make one more move, that we will kill their leader.
Ruthic stands.
This is not my doing.
I do not care. This is the safety of our house now at stake.
Are you sure that will stop him?
I look at Eldrick.
I have a better idea. Come with me, all of you. We'll go to the most prominent balcony we can find that overlooks the courtyard.
Okay. Garrick says, look, I don't think it's wise to expose Mother to risk. Let me take her back to her chambers, and I'll stand guard over her there.
I don't think we should part ways at all. We should stick together.
We're all sticking together now.
If a stray crossbow bolt finds her, I'll never bloody well forgive you, Eldrick.
I guess I'll just have to live with that.
I'll be fine, as Aldia says. I have no desire to hide from this.
Okay. As soon as we get into plain view,
yep,
I will wave a torch so that we're as visible as we can be, and I hold it near near Lord Ruthic, and I say, I think you should call off your men.
Okay. So you head from the up to the front of the main hall, where a gallery overlooks the outer courtyard. You can see more Mordath troops have swarmed in from the rear now. And they're pretty much overrunning the house defenders. However, you position yourself nice and visible, wave the torch, and Ruthic leans on the edge of the balcony.
Halt this madness. I am safe. A guest here.
Okay. Initially, at least, it's not even clear that they can hear him. Over the shouts of the battle, over the sounds of the clashing down below, his voice is at least lost. He looks to you.
We need to get further down.
Bellis, can you use your magics to amplify his voice?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Maybe
from the sky above.
No.
From the sky above come distant roaring noises. You recognize them as the sound of House Mordath wyverns. And out of the evening sky, you see their leathery winged shapes descending rapidly toward the fortress. On the walls, you can see men running to arm the defensive ballistas. They should be able to get them armed in time to hold off the wyverns. But it's going to be a close run thing. You can see on the walls.
Sorry.
She is, yes. On the walls themselves, you can see the floppy-hatted form of your brother running back and forward, issuing orders to the men, trying to get them into some semblance of discipline. And it's as you're looking in that direction that you see a trio of greenish shimmers appearing on the broad sandy expanse outside the fortress. Brilliant semicircles of green fire.
Dimensional warps,
Laura says. Rumbling through them, you see the wheels at first spiked and flanged. One through each portal are immense war machines. Troops flanking them. And as soon as they're through the portals, you can see them loading them and preparing to fire against the outer walls.
This doesn't feel like a fair battle.
You need to get me somewhere closer to them. Up here, they can't even hear me.
Okay.
He points.
Another to Laura. No. Do you have any ability to amplify his voice?
I am a priestess of the Ghost Mother, not an evoker.
Sorry. Right. Well, let's take him somewhere where they can see him quickly.
Indeed.
The gallery, the front gallery of the Great Hall. There.
So you begin a rapid descent from the council tower down to a closer location. As you do, you hear fighting on the stairwells below you and realize that more of their troops have penetrated into the Great Hall itself. Your small group bustles in at the same time as about a dozen Mordath troops race into the Great Hall from the opposite side. Their blades are bloodied. It's clear they have already felled several Valandor defenders to get here, and they themselves sport a number of wounds. Galric snaps. This is far enough. I'm not taking Mother into battle. Mother, back here with me. She allows herself at least to be held back from the imminent melee in the hall.
We're not splitting up.
Ruthic strides forward.
Throw down your weapons. I am your lord, and I command it.
There's a moment of hesitation, and it's clear that these men are operating under some strict orders. However, the sight of their house's lord is enough to mollify them. The commander of them orders his men to lower their blades.
I do the same to our House Valandor men.
Ruthic strides forward out onto the gallery as the sun itself begins to set.
In the name of the Serpent and the Sword,
he roars.
Cease this bloodshed. This is a day for an alliance.
Heads turn up to face him. Mordath troops wavering with their blades. The Valandor defenders, caught off guard, take this moment to rally and get themselves into at least some brief defensive positions at the edges of the courtyards and the entrances to the fortress's many buildings. And you can see Jadarian and Shanta running up from the water garden. It's the same way as Avel is racing from the walls to join you. Leathern wings crack like thunder as a large wyvern swoops down low and lands atop the outer gate, claws gripping the stone. Her long hair blowing in the wind. Saltara sits astride its back.
All of your troops outside, listen to your lord.
Set my father free! I am free, he shouts. No! These are our enemies!
Shanta, as you rush up the stairs to the Great Hall to join your companions, there's something in her voice that you recognize. A strange double tone, as if two voices were speaking at once.
From her voice?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Our alliance, daughter. Have you gone mad?
Saltara leans forward in her saddle.
I have looked into the eye I have seen what you are planning. You would put him on the throne in my place.
Does she look into the eye?
Saldara, listen to me. No! She shouts, no! You have dragged me back to life again and again. And for what? To cast me aside? I am not your toy.
Ruth looks to you.
She is mad. The eye has taken her.
He looks up again.
Saldara, listen to reason. We cannot achieve our goal without Vanandor's help. I don't care.
I step forward.
I'm going to cast.
I step forward.
While this is going, a dancing shadows spell.
Okay.
And then after I've done that, I whisper.
Let's have an initiative roll for this, I think.
Okay.
Yes, as soon as Chanta heard the two voices, she would have tried to charm person or something.
Thank you.
Yeah. I got a 6.
For all of us.
Okay. That's a 6 for Shanta. Aldrich?
The dancing.
5. Bellis?
7.
7. Hagen?
7.
7. Jadarian?
4.
And Avil?
6.
Okay. Bellis and Hagen first, please. Avil, you're up next. And Shanta. Go on, Carl, before you explode.
Is there any way around here?
Cast the dancing shadow spell, which creates like a dancing patterns of flickering lights. And basically what it does, it lowers the saving throw of people affected by it.
Okay, does she get a save to resist it, or is it automatic?
Save negates. Yeah.
A 20. Okay, Hagen.
All right, I'm going to take one of my, I think 2 remaining vials of scorpion poison and coat a bolt in it before firing at her with my crossbow.
Okay.
16.
The bolt streaks clear across the courtyard and embeds itself in her armor. You can't see if it's penetrated at this distance, but it looks like a solid hit. She rolls back in the saddle. Shanta and Avil. Aldrich, you're next.
Okay.
Chanta's going to try and charm person if she can.
Yeah. That's another save. She's on fire.
Yikes.
The energies wash over her, and she can feel crossbow bolt, shadow spell, charm energy washing at her, looking left and right in the saddle. And you can see the color rising in her eyes. It's almost as if that same shimmering light that lies within the eye of Kalax is gleaming from within her.
Chanta's going to run over to where... Can I see Aldrich on the balcony and stuff, or in the...
Yeah, you've kind of run up to the front of the Great Hall.
I'm gonna. Am I able to talk to them? Am I close enough?
Sure. Do you want me to drop the map onto Roll20 so you guys can get a...
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's just gonna shout at them. It's the eye. She's talking with the eye. And
Crap.
trying to let them know. Try and warn them.
Okay. Yeah. So you cry the warning to your companions. And Avil, anything? Because you're at the same initiative.
Okay. I'm going to take out my crossbow and also try and take a shot at her as well.
Okay. She is AC 20.
8.
And if I, from this distance, probably 22. Okay. Hagen, it's just sticking in her armor. Not well enough to actually hit her. And
I kind of figured from the fact that I didn't roll damage.
Yeah. Glaring emission. Aldrich, and then finally Judarian after that.
Okay, I step forward, and I say, "Lower your weapons. I'm willing to negotiate."
Is this an order to your men, or just
to Sultara?
A plea to her. To Sultara.
A plea to her, yes. And I say,
"Okay,
your father's plans are not mine. If you want the throne, you can have it."
Don't want it.
Okay, and finally, Judarian.
Obviously, hearing that, I'll hold my action to see what she does after that.
Okay, well, she's on 3, so. She throws her head back in laughter. Thrones! I don't want the throne! I wanted a father! She glares down at her. Yeah.
I thought I had daddy issues.
Yeah. I'm not equipped to deal with this.
And throws her head back and screams, "Devil Gorgon! Oaths I have made, fulfill them!"
Wow.
And there is a sound like a thunderclap rolls across Valandor. Humans are not meant to touch the eye of Kalax, even when they do drink demon blood. It never turns out well.
Yeah, say that again.
Here we go again.
All right.
Am I going to have to summon him myself? Is this?
No, don't do that.
I mean, like...
Woo, that's a great idea.
No.
Okay, initiate again, please.
4 for me.
5.
5 for Aldrich, 4 for Shanta, 6 for Aval, 8 for Bellis, was that?
4.
Okay.
5
4 for Hagen, and 5 for Judarian. Okay, Bellis, you're first. Aval, you're up next.
Okay.
You can see around you, by the way, the Mordath troops have been put in a position of, well, where does their allegiance lie? We'll find out in an initiative count or two.
Yeah.
I cast Elonia's Glamour on Ruthic. So he has more clout when approaching, when addressing his troops. Clearly his daughter has gone mad.
Yeah. Okay, and that gives them a what?
Points of charisma.
It's a charisma boost, isn't it?
Yes.
2?
Yeah, illusory charisma. Yeah.
Okay, fine. The spell washes over him. His hair blows lustrously in the breeze. His armor shines.
Because he's worth it.
That's it. Okay, Aval.
Okay, I'm gonna do my inspiration for the day.
Address your troops. Make clear that their daughter is.
In the midst.
Oh my
of all
God!
this
You
chaos.
put that map on Twitch. It's awful. Okay, go ahead, Aval.
Okay, in the midst of all the chaos, I just sort of, stand with my hair glowing illustriously, and I say, many tales have been told, some are stupid, others are bold. A tiefling's love we have seen, if you know what I mean. Inspiration for all of you. There you go.
Is it aimed at me? I mean,
Perhaps it is. You'll have to find out.
Shanta blushes ridiculously.
I wink at Aldrich from across the room.
Aldrich's a little distracted right now.
Yeah. Okay, so
we're in the middle of a battle, guys.
Yeah, but all the same, you feel slightly invigorated.
I always feel invigorated.
Okay, so that's a +1 for 4 rounds to everybody.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, Jadarian and Aldrich. And Shantar and Hagen, you're up next.
Jadarian goes first. He's faster than me.
Okay, I'm going to shoot 2 arrows at the wyvern. She's still on the wyvern, yeah?
She is, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to try and cripple the wyvern if I can. Shoot it in both its wing joints. 16. So the cold shots to its joints, yeah? So that's AC 20, yeah? One for each wing. That is a 17 and a 13. I rolled that last time, a 17 and a 13, so that is 23 and a 27.
Okay, both hit.
Better damage this time. How close are they?
Oh, you're at medium range.
Okay, well, it's still hit. And the damage would be 10 and 9. So 19 damage to the wyvern, but obviously I'll try to cripple its wings, yeah? So they can't take off.
Yeah, okay, right. Certainly injures the thing's wings. It's a big-ass wyvern, and those 2 shots alone are not enough to cripple it, although they do hurt it. Another couple like that, though, and the wing joints will probably be severed. Okay, and Avel. Aldrich. Aldrich, sorry.
Aldrich is going to fire his crossbow at the at Saltara.
Yep.
And
is he 22 at this distance?
Is he 22? You said.
Yeah.
Okay. He misses horribly, but I will go running down into the courtyard and use my danger sense, which is my newly acquired little skill, to get an assessment of who is on whose side.
Spidey senses?
Which men are following Ruthic and which men are following Saltara.
Okay, those who are immediately around Ruthic, the 12 who are up in the gallery, you're certain that they're staying loyal to him. They're immediately close to him, and Bellis's glamour spell is enough to swing their morale in favor of their lord. Down in the courtyard, however, and those who are still sweeping in from the catacombs, and almost certainly those outside the walls, remain loyal to Saltara, either through their proximity to her, through their fear, or through their belief that actually an alliance with Valandor, an enemy for generations, is just not something they can swallow.
Right.
You catch this little bursts of conversation, expressions, people reaching for their blades, just the simple look of murder in their eyes.
Yeah. I will, like I said, I'm going to position myself in a place of prominence and say, Valandor men, to me!
Okay, there's a low roar from your men as they see you stride out onto the field of battle, now down from the gallery, and from both sides of the courtyards where the men have been forming defensive positions, there's at least 3 or 4 dozen surge into massed ranks behind you with you at their head. Okay, and Jadarian, you've taken your couple of shots. Okay, at the same time, Saltara is airborne on the wyvern, trailing blood behind it as she as she flies. The injury is not enough to keep the thing groundborne, but enough to hurt it. The Mordath troops have remained loyal to her, fall into fighting formations, and Aldrich, they charge you and your men, hurtling across the ground of the inner courtyard straight towards you. You can feel the cobbles beneath your feet trembling at their approach. Swords out, shields forward, the serpent and the sword prominent as your men drop their shields into defensive positions. The spearmen leveling to meet the charge. Those few who brought bows with them, drilled to fire over their heads, and the swordsmen with their blades at the ready once the 2 lines crack together imminently moments from now. That thunderclap rolls again, and you see this bruised purple cloud coalescing in the sky above, and it opens like a flower blossoming, and out of it, its voice raised in a horrendous ululation that I will thankfully not try and reproduce. you see a large winged form.
Oh,
For God's sake.
bollocks.
I've had enough of wyverns.
That's not a wyvern.
Oh, wait.
At least his modesty's covered by his fur.
Oh, wait.
Well, that modesty is the least of your worries.
Oh, God, that is not. That's very not.
And a moment or two later, there is the sound of the thwack, 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 as the war machines unleash their first shots. Flaming pitch slams into the outer walls of Valandor, and the attacking forces outside the keep throw themselves against the walls with a titanic of multiple impacts. It rolls across the old and crumbling fortress. Shanta and Hagen.
I would like to, how far away is Saltara?
She's swirling airborne. She's currently about 200 feet away and up in the air.
God damn it. Okay. How far does this go? 30
song.
feet. That's not far. That's not. 200. Did you say 200 feet?
I said 200, yeah.
Oh no. Well,
Almost.
I am going to mirror image myself. So there's lots of me's.
How many in particular?
It is 1d4 plus what? That did not land. So 2. 2 more of me will appear.
Fair enough.
And they'll just be running around doing their own crazy little thing.
All right, and Hagen.
Hagen's going to try to find cover, first of all.
Okay.
And then I guess if I'm moving, I have to spend my action to reload my crossbow.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be that.
Okay, right. Fair enough. You can hear Galric's querulous voice. Mother, with me. I'm getting you to safety. Aldrich knows what to do. Isolde nods. As you wish. Ruthic turns to his men.
Come, you 12 who remain loyal. We fight with Valandor.
And he leads them down into the courtyard, where the two lines of Valandor and Mordath troops now slam together with a brutal crashing of sword upon shield and lance upon flesh. Okay, new round. Bellis, you're first. Avil, you're up next.
Oh dear.
I delay.
Okay. By your side, Tlori is glaring in consternation at the horrendous winged demonic form that's dropped out of the portal in the sky.
This bodes ill.
This bodes enormous ill. What can we do against a demon like that?
What has she done to be able to summon such a thing? Sorcery and enchanted weapons alone can fell it. I will do what I can.
I don't think I have anything in my arsenal against such a creature. We can try and turn it, but maybe we can combine.
We can try. Come with me. To my chapel. Yeah. Holy water. That will give us an edge at least.
I scurry after Hemlora.
She leads the way then, as together the pair of you hurry down from the Great Hall right down to the chapel, which is just next to it. Okay, Avil. Aldrich and Jabarian, you're up next.
Okay, can I shoot a crossbow bolt at this thing? Is that a wise decision? I'm gonna do it anyway. Street cred, let's go.
It's streaking down towards you, and it is currently armor class 25.
I'm perhaps.
Oh my god.
I'm perhaps a little bewildered by its arrival because I rolled a 4. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I just let it off prematurely.
Yeah, so we've heard. Okay, Aldrich, Jadarian.
That's abuse.
Sorry, if it's between me and Jadarian's faster, so.
Okay,
Okay.
go first.
I'd be looking at Aldrich and seeing that they're in combat. Is there a clear line of the Mordath men that I can see? Yeah. When they're
No, because they've literally just into each other, and as soon as I get to Aldrich, it's going to be a horrendous confused melee. So that's what you'll be firing into.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Although I've trained my men to do shield walls, just so you know.
Yeah.
So an area spell would probably catch them all then.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I won't be doing that then. Okay. I'm just going to shoot 2 magical arrows at this beast at the top then. How far is it?
It's drawing near, so it's currently only 100 feet away.
Oh, that's nothing for a man of my stature.
An elf.
Go on, Elfmans.
I'll pull 2 magic arrows and shoot it. So that's
it's AC 25.
Well, it's a 19 and a 15, so that's 25 and a 29. But 19 for me is now a crit. So that,
yes, it is. Yes.
So that would be 13 damage, and the other one would be 13 damage as well.
Nice.
2 lots of max damage.
26 damage.
Bloody hell.
Sorry, 28 damage because it's magical arrow.
28. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can we have 3 more of you? Just
and then
putting down cover fire.
These are the arrows from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crypt.
They strike the creature solidly and simply fall away, unable to penetrate its otherworldly hide.
Oh, you bastard! So the magic ones didn't even hit it.
The +1 arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't hit it. Well, good luck, guys.
No.
So that should tell you that it needs +2 or greater to hit.
Oh, that's it. We're buggered.
Yeah, I'm sick of this game. We'll bring it to a
Yeah,
short
I
and
was
bloody
about to
conclusion.
say, it was like, but we're only level 4.
Okay, Aldrich. The world around you is a clashing melee of flesh and steel. The Mordath troops hit your shield wall with a sound like 1,000 hammers beating on a mighty drum. You can see several of them are impaled on the spears of your spearmen as their charge breaks against the rippling steel barrier. Arrows fire past you, and then the swords are out, and it's stabbing and thrusting blades over your head, blood spattering up against your face. Okay, one weapon rings off your shield, a high lucky blow comes in over your guard. You can't even see the face of the man who's wielding the sword. That's 6 damage to you.
Okay.
You're shoved almost off your feet by one of your men by someone slamming into one of your men. You stand your ground. Another 2 of your guys break shield wall formation, run forward to together bring down a Mordath trooper, and then drop back into the wall itself.
Okay.
And meanwhile,
I am going to use my combat dominance because these men are 0 level, right?
yes, they are.
Okay, full combat dominance. And act as a rallying point.
So that's going to be 4 attacks.
4 attacks.
3 attacks. 4 attacks around.
What? 4 attacks around, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because I'm level 4,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And they're main attacks, or?
Yes.
Okay. Groovy. All the while I'm doing this, I'm just screaming, Valandor! Valandor! Ooh, first one gets it's modified 21. Takes max damage, which is sorry, I should know this off the top of my head. That's 16 points of damage. The second one is a 25 to hit, takes 11 points of damage. Third one is a 19 modified to hit and takes 12 points of damage. The fourth one is a modified 21 to hit and takes 11 points of damage.
Okay, you are a whirling dervish of spiky death. Your rants are hewing, slicing, stabbing, impaling. Immediately there's a swathe of bodies dropping around you, and your men give a mighty roar. Aldrich! One shouts, slams his sword against his shield. He gets a spear in the side of the neck for doing it, drops dead at your feet. But other men, a little bit more sensibly, rush up around you, forming a tight phalanx. And for the moment, you and your men hold the line.
That's my brother!
You should look up to your mother. You should up to your mother now and say, that's why I was playing Soldier Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been hurried off by the brave Sir Galric.
Brave Sir Galric ran away.
I'm just going to go look after mother.
Ran away.
Okay, to your left, the doors to the main hall burst open, and Ruthic of Mordath, sword held high, leads his 12 men in a spear-like charge into the side of his own house's troops. Naturally, this part of the combat is in slow motion, as he and his men cut down their former housemates. Okay, and then from above, a roar and a demonic scream. From the left, Saltara sweeps in atop her wyvern, lance low. You can see her angling through the press of bodies for you, Aldrich.
Yeah, that's a big surprise. Can I set to receive a charge?
No. You've been a little bit busy.
Well, you can always ask.
Yeah, you can. Double damage.
You have to spend a Paragon point. Or whatever it's called. What's it called?
Possibility point.
Possibility point. Yeah.
Like Torg. Yeah.
Torg.
Okay. You take 8 damage, Aldrich, as her lance just clips you hard across the side. And as she flies by, you can see that her wyvern, unlike the others, has a sting in its tail, which it lashes down towards you.
Oh, shit.
Bob and weave.
15, armor class 22. That's just... Oh, no, sorry, 21. It's not 7. It misses you by 1 point.
Whew.
Quite literally strikes against your shield. A stinger the size of your forearm. And then the thing is flying up and away and angling around for another strike. At the same time, however, the howling shriek comes from the demonic form. Aldrich, you see it sweep overhead and BAM! Land on the balcony above, where currently Hagen, Shanta, and Avel are still standing. This thing is monstrous. It's almost 10 feet tall, a vulture-like horrendous creature with great spreading wings, scaled legs, a twisted demonic face, and hellfires burning in its eyes.
Do I recognize it at all?
It's your father.
Daddy?
Your knowledge of demonology tells you that this is a true Tanari, a species known as Vrock. They are immune to even certain magic weapons. They will resist most spells, and they can infect you with a burst of spores from their body.
Oh, this is just fine and dandy.
Truly terrible opponent, and you know it's almost certainly going to kill all of you in a handful of moments.
Okay, when's it my turn?
Shit proceeds to try and do now. Shanti, you're on a 4. We're on initiative 5.
God damn it.
Janet. Okay.
Well, it's been nice knowing you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not there because Mark said Hagen, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, you're there as well, Judarian.
No. You definitely didn't say I was there.
I thought Jadarian was in the thick of it with us.
No, he's standing up above, pinging.
Oh,
okay.
It's handed over his eyes. I'm not here.
Shanta, as it lands beside you, its twin wings slam forward.
See you later.
You drop, and the great greasy pinions waft over your head. It moves kind of past you, slashes twice at Hagen.
See?
One of those hits AC. Yeah, okay. So that's one hit. Hagen, that's actually a glancing blow, only 2 points of damage from its claws, and then its beak snaps out towards you, Judarian. Oh, misses with a 2.
Oh, lucky.
Okay.
How much did you say I took?
What did I say? 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Saltaro, looking over her shoulder, shouts, "No! Not him! Leave that one!" The Vrock looks up toward her, looks back toward you, Hagen, and just shoves past you to close in upon Jadarian. Okay, Shanta and Hagen.
Sorry, go on.
Hagen just wants to real quick follow up on the last thing he said. But can we go back to wyverns?
Nice save.
All right, now you go ahead.
Is that your action? Are you just gonna say that?
That's not gonna be my whole action, but I just wanted to get that out real quick.
Okay.
You seem excited to go, so.
Okay, so Chance is gonna get up behind it and extend her like ring finger and just be like, "I'll give you this if you join us."
No.
And see if it responds. And if it doesn't, I have another plan. Does it look like it's gonna respond to me?
Does the other plan include dying?
The thing looks back over its shoulder towards you. And then you can hear its voice in your mind. It makes these weird croaking noises, but you hear them as words in your head.
Child, you are already ours. We have all of you.
Do you have an action as well?
Demogorgon?
Oh dear.
You call on it as well.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's not that guy. This is a different guy.
And Jesus appears.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a new round.
Oh. No.
Oh my god.
Okay, Bellis, you're up first.
Well, Mother are probably
Pavel, you're next. Yeah, you've.
But I actually didn't take
What
an
I
action.
said about the thing about the holy water was a lie. We're just leaving.
Can I still actually take an action though?
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Hagen. Yes, yeah.
I'll now that my crossbow's reloaded, I am going to take a shot off at that thing.
That thing. Okay, it's
That
AC
thing.
25.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to hit it with that. Is there any way I could sneak into some sort of shadows or anything like that?
Yeah, plenty.
Okay.
And your
Just
hiding in
gonna
shadows
nope
is currently
out.
60. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
I'm trying to do that.
You're sure Hagen was there a minute ago, but
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
blends into the shadows and is
What
gone.
has he gone off to this?
And is that going to have to be my turn then? If I
Yes, I mean, you technically speaking, you can take another action actually, but if all you're doing is speaking,
what would be putting away the crossbow and taking out a short?
Not a free thing.
That's free. That's free.
Yeah.
That's not,
Okay. All right. Well then, is there any chance I could try and backstab this thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I will go for it. I'm going to go for the assassination if I possibly can. probably very unlikely.
Okay. So your percentage chance for that is
1%.
We're 20, 30%.
Excellent. That's not so bad.
Is your weapon magical?
I rolled a 12.
A 12. Awesome. Okay. You blend into the shadows, slink along the side of the balcony as the thing towers over Jadarian, sneers at Shanta, appear from behind it, and sink your blade into the base of its skull. It's like the sword passes into water and comes out again as easily. There's not a drop of blood on it.
I finally have a family. You won't take them from me.
Ooh.
The thing turns its head to regard you and just gives a long, low. You look down at the blade. It's completely unblemished. There's not even a sign of a wound on the creature.
What is this? What are you?
Bellis, you and Bone Mother Talora reach the chapel. She hands you 2 holy water vials and has a couple for herself.
Come. Let's see what we can muster against this beast.
In combination with a call upon faith and maybe a chant, we can maybe make this turning attempt count.
If the mother is with us.
Yes.
And if she is not, then we will be with her soon enough.
Exactly.
She places both hands on your shoulders.
There is much I wish I could have told you. Many secrets I have not shared with you. I ask one thing of you.
And that is?
Forgiveness.
And then she turns and, with you presumably following her, heads out to face the demon. Aval, it's you, Judarian, and Aldrich, you're next.
Okay.
Well, have I just witnessed Hagen, try to stab it and then it doing absolutely nothing?
Yes.
Okay, I think I still have a vial of holy water. Can I, throw it at him?
Yes, sure, go ahead.
Okay. Do I have to roll for it?
Yeah, roll to hit and tell me what you get. You don't need a direct hit for this.
Okay. I got a 14.
Plus that's close enough. The holy water splashes at the thing's feet. And the water sprays across the demon. There is a flash of brilliant white light. And you can see white flames rippling up its legs. The edges of its wings momentarily catch fire. It beats them furiously to put them out. Gives off this pitiful...
Your feet are wet.
Turns to face you, spreads its wings. They momentarily seem to blot out the sky, and then just lunges towards you. Beak, pinions, talons, all hungry for your death.
Did I do that?
Judarian, and then Aldrich. Shanta and Hagen, you're up next.
Obviously see that Avel got that. I pull my vial out and throw it on its back.
Okay, nice. Roll.
Roll to hit. I'm guessing I add my normal hits. That would be 20.
Spot on. Okay. Maximum damage. Wow.
Yeah. Oh no, that's bad. It's going to turn around to me now.
There's another flare of holy fire and light as the holy water splashes all over the demon. It screams in pain, realizing it is not invulnerable to your attacks. its head whips in both directions, trying to decide who it is it wishes to bring death to sooner.
I move 30
Down
foot.
below, Aldrich. And what, 30 foot behind Aval. Aldrich, down in the courtyard, the melee is continuing to reach new heights. You've formed a tight island of you and your men, around which the Mordath troops are buffeting themselves like rocks against breakers. And they're continually being struck and harried from their left flank by the small knot of Ruthic and his men. And he is shouting, "For the true Lord, throw down your blades or die!" What are you doing?
I'm going to try and use my knowledge of the fort. It's my home, and I know it's many various, ups and downs and nooks and crannies. I'm going to use that to my advantage to get as much of a defensive perimeter going. Maybe move the men so that they're not completely surrounded, and maybe just start cutting a swathe in the direction that will give us the most defensive advantage.
Okay, if you cut off toward the the western side of the inner courtyard, you'll be able to back yourselves into the Court of Sparrows, which is right by the armory and the barracks. So that's a solid defensive location. So you give that command to your men, and as the well-disciplined force that you have forged them into, they begin to fall back step by step. Shields, stab, retreat. Shields, stab, retreat. Yeah. And so back toward the Court of Sparrows.
Can I do it? Do I do attacks, or is this just kind of assumed as
go
part
ahead
of
and
it?
make some attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and make attacks. I'm tracking their numbers here. So.
Okay. So the first attack, I get 4 again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first attack is a. You know what? I'm going to keep a perfect parry, just in case
nice.
Saltara decides to swoop in again. So perfect parry, and then the first attack is going to be a modified 18 that does 9 damage. Third attack is a modified 20, so that's max damage. So that's 14, and then a modified 25 to hit, and the damage is 10.
You drop 3 of them in a series of rapid stabs, and then hold back just in time as Saltara's shadow is huge above you. Because you guys are moving, her lance fails to connect, but the poison stinger of the wyvern slashes down, and at the last moment, you move your lancer perfectly into position. Wham! And parry the stinger as it vibrates just by the side of your head. Nicely timed. Okay. Shanta and Hagen.
How far away is Saltara?
Okay, Saltara has just kind of swept past you as she's shooting down to attack Aldrich. So she's 50 feet away, maybe closer.
If she is, I can't work out if blindness is 40 or 30 feet.
Well, you can rush down the stairs you can shoot down the stairs close enough to the courtyard to get her in range. Absolutely.
Yes, please. I would like to blind her, if I can.
Okay. And her save is a 3.
Yay!
You see a pale film settle across her eyes just as she streaks past Aldrich. She shouts and yells, trying to wipe a non-existent film away from there. She
now
is
you know how
effectively
Hagen
blinded.
feels.
Unless I'm very much mistaken, it's permanent too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it needs to dispel magic, or Chanter can dispel it.
Yeah, because she's going to do that. Okay,
Better
and,
not!
Hagen.
God damn it.
Well, Hagen, finding himself inexplicably unable to deal with this horrible thing, this rock, will take his crossbow and take a shot at Saltara.
Okay.
And it will be an 18 to hit.
Nice.
To hit Saltara, she's armor class 20.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But you got
So
a
that's
crossbow
nice.
though. It ignores armor, doesn't it? Or is that included?
Yes!
And the
Oh,
body
it does have armor piercing.
Yeah.
Absolutely does have armor piercing, so that's a hit.
All
Give me
right.
damage.
And do we still have our inspiration?
Yes.
You do for 2, 3, for... This is
Seven,
so this
plus
and this
one,
round,
8.
this round, and the next one.
And that's a +4, right?
It's a +1.
Oh.
Plus
I thought
one
you
for
said
4
+4.
rounds.
4 rounds.
Oh, okay, cool. That is an
Get
8
all
on
the
damage.
numbers.
How much damage did you say there? Sorry, you just cut out briefly.
That is, it's. I rolled a 7. It's +1, isn't it? So it's 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
8. Okay, yeah, it just punches clear through the back of her armor as she flies by, blinded, having missed Aldrich, and her agonized cry echoes across the courtyard.
Nice one.
It is not the only noise that echoes. Shanta, you hear whispers in your mind. 2 voices arguing.
Okay.
One hissing, one snapping retorts at the other. And you know the symbolism of the 2 voices. It suddenly becomes clear to you. Amon Ebor, the 2-headed god. Demogorgon, the 2-headed demon. The heads are not in unison with each other. Yes, it will send a Vrock to aid Saltara, but equally, it will send something to aid you. A creature that is split. There is another purplish, rippling portal, and echoing loudly through it comes a familiar sound. From the heavens.
I just shit myself.
That doesn't sound like anything that would come from heaven.
Shanta,
I remember
Shanta has been so proud of herself, but she will probably promptly wet herself, I think, once again.
Stop it.
Okay.
Just house trained you. Damn it, Shanta.
I'm sorry.
At the same moment, however, Galric stumbles into the gallery behind the main hall. He's bleeding from a huge cut across his head. There's blood flowing down the side of his face. Avil! She took her! She took her!
Who took her?
Yandira!
Have I missed something? Who's Yandira?
Yandira is the Damarath woman who you
She's
rescued
that
from the
bitch.
dungeon.
What? She took Mother? Sorry, your mother. She took that woman?
As if in answer to your question, you hear a woman's voice cry out loud. And you look up and see on one of the balconies of the old keep, Isolde there, hands behind her back, and holding her by the hair, pushing her right to the edge of the balcony, is Yandira, the woman you rescued.
Well, this is a certain way to show your gratitude towards us.
Valandor, lay down your weapons! She shouts. Or Isolde dies! Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
He's working for Mordath. What?
Wow. Great.
Right, guys, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Oh my god.
Stay tuned for
Bellis, with Bone Mother Talora leading the way, you sweep up out of the chapel, up the stairs, and to the balcony. It is at that moment that you hear the horrendous scream of the demon you have come to know as Kalax manifesting on this plane. Surely Saltara hasn't summoned 2 such fiends, has she? Who would be mad enough to do that? I fear we may have more foes at hand than we expected, the Bone Mother says. But one thing at a time.
So, how shall we proceed?
She steps forward and uncorks both bottles of holy water. And with them rapidly inscribes a circle around the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
Save yours for backup.
Okay.
Join me in prayer.
I start chanting.
She takes your hand in hers and joins her voice to yours in the chant. The demonic creature towering over Jadarian pauses and cocks its head, turns to face the pair of you.
Holy Mother, full of
Its
grace.
attention
lend us
drawn
strength. Holy Mother, full of grace, lend us strength. Holy Mother,
by
full
the
of grace,
prayer.
lend us strength.
Make me a d20 roll, a turn roll, please. And we'll index it against hers.
18.
Okay, she got an 11, so you give her a considerable boost. The thing takes 2 steps forward toward you and then hits the edge of the circle. And then stops, pulls its feet back. Talora shouts as best as she can.
All who would have safety in the circle.
And she holds her hand up. And on it you see, clasped between her fingers, dangling, a red, bloody ruby, the holy symbol of the Ghost Mother. Her voice continues to rise in chant as she holds the thing at bay. But of course, it's only at bay for her and you. Free to turn its wrath against anybody else. Avel, you're up next.
Yes.
Aldrich and Jadarian will follow.
I was thinking, you know this weird, creepy monster whose name I forget? Do you think I could use the sword that I got from Saltara on it?
Sure.
And see if that does anything? Okay.
Yes.
What do I have to roll?
Roll a d20. Just make a normal attack with it.
I mean, like, what's her armor class?
Well, its armor class is 25.
Okay. 18 plus 5, which is 23.
Plus the inspiration.
Yeah, so 24.
Okay.
Wait, plus another 3 for the sword itself. So that's...
It's a hit.
Okay, yeah, it's a hit, sure.
Silver fire earns its name as there is a brilliant flash of argent light along the length of the blade. Roll damage against the demon, please.
Okay, whoop whoop. I can't find my D8. 8, 9.
Okay, got it. Okay, the thing just howls in pain at the bite of the enchanted weapon, and it turns its attention completely onto you. Unleashes a flurry of furious attacks. Wing, 19. Second wing, a miss. Claw, miss. Second claw, a hit. Bite, a hit. So that's d6 plus d8 plus d4.
Goodbye, Avel, my old friend.
Oh my God. 12,
I guess we'll not get to see you again.
Bury me with my hat.
A total of 13 damage, Avel. You're on 6 hit points.
13!
Yep. The thing
Yeah, I can't count that high.
hits you hard with its wing. You stagger backwards. It lunges its head forward, bites with its beak, and then with its final swipe of its claw, knocks you clean backwards off the balcony. You drop, smashing against the marble at the front, and lie sprawled in the courtyard. Around you, Mordath troops swirl. You see faces turning in your direction. "That's the bastard!" shouts one, and 3 of them draw their blade and run towards you at the same time as the rock haunted itself off the balcony and swoops down after you.
What?
Jadarian and Aldrich.
Jadarian first.
Oh dear.
Don't forget about Yandira and Isolde, by the way, in case that slips your mind.
I'm going to get into the circle first, and then shoot. I'll move to the circle, and then how many are going towards Avel, apart from the rock creature?
3.
3 of them. Okay, I'll look to them and point and say Torma, Yula, Kavi, Veya, and like smoke, black smoke just like bursts into existent around them. Now you have to make a saving throw.
Yeah.
No, it's not 3 on the dice. It's 4 damage. It's only 4 damage. But so that I'll put that in between between Avel and them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, these are not the most doughty of men, and as the smoke billows around them, you see them coughing and staggering to either side, seriously injured by the caustic inhalations that they're now suffering. Aldrich.
Okay.
You managed to back your men up and have now formed a defensive line around the entrance of the Court of Sparrows.
Okay. Are we still being attacked?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, well then I continue attacking those men. Saving, again, a perfect parry.
Yeah.
And do we have any house archers?
Yes, they're currently on the walls.
Okay, I say before I do my my flurry of attacks, I say to the archers, "Take out the wyvern!"
Okay. They briefly turn their attention away from the troops outside the walls and unleash a solid volley of arrows toward the wyvern. Make your attacks on a roll for them.
Okay. First attack is a modified 27 and does 14 damage. Second attack is a modified 28 and does 12 damage. And the third attack is a modified 14 and does, if it hits, no, they have AC 15, right?
Yep.
Then that's a miss.
Okay, so you manage to drop 2 of them at the same time as you hear arrows flying overhead. There's over a dozen fill the air. 4 of them strike home against the wyvern, including the arrows that Jadarian has previously fired against it. The thing is sorely injured. And you can see Saltara bank it, and it goes streaking down back toward the courtyard, below the range of fire of the arrows, and she's arrowing it straight toward her father.
This is our last round of inspiration, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So you might have hit there, Aldrich.
Oh yeah, I had a 14.
If you missed by one, okay, so that's you. Then you drop.
It's gonna be your last round anyway, because I'm gonna die. You know what?
Does that mean we get another lot of inspiration? Then?
If I have, and if I have any movement,
yeah,
how far would it be for me to charge to intercept the men attacking Avel?
You could do that in a single round. Yeah, it's not that far.
Okay, I will say I will bark to my sergeant. Hold the line here.
Yep.
And I charge towards the men attacking Avel, and I intercept, and I just put myself in their path.
You'd probably go through the smoke as well, then.
Well, I'll stay away from.
He's between them and the smoke.
Black stuff hanging in the air. I'll probably avoid that.
Blades slash out at you as you punch through the enemy lines to reach your brother. You take another 5 damage. At the same time, there is a series of loud cracking noises from the wall, and you see across the courtyard masonry toppling as the relentless catapult barrage finally breaks a breach in the fortress's outer defenses. The Mordath troops have come through the dimensional folding portals outside, surge in. There's dozens of them. Within minutes, the fortress is going to be overrun, and your tight band of troops, and almost certainly yourselves, will be cut down. Okay. And it's Shanta and Hagen.
Can I ride Kalax?
Yeah, sure. why not?
Like a
That'd be
dragon or a wyvern per se.
Okay. You're gonna make Cinnamon jealous.
Can I actually?
I'm a big fan of the rule of awesome, so absolutely, why not?
Okay, so I imagine it comes towards me because I'm the one who summoned it.
Yep.
Alright, she's gonna like hop on its back if she can, and she's gonna command it to aim for Saltara.
Okay. You position yourself behind the thing's multifarious shifting wings. Its feathers are slick and greasy with what appears to be semi-dried blood. You sink your hands into the moistened plumage.
Oh
and
god,
beneath it, you can feel these stick-like bones moving as the thing takes to the air and arrows straight towards Saltara, giving that horrendous shriek.
After you do
From its
this, you
6
can have my
eyes.
finger.
From its 6 eyes comes a blaze of infernal light, which streaks out towards Saltara. Hits her, and she rocks sideways in the saddle, the whole left arm scorched from shoulder to wrist, skin blackened and burning. Hagen, meanwhile, Galric shouting, "Mother, we have to save Mother!" And he kind of literally slumps sideways.
Get a hold of yourself, man. Let's see. What is going on with them? Like, is she with Isolde?
Isolde is being held by Yandira.
Yeah,
who's
she's still
shouting.
holding her.
She got her by her hair at the edge of the balcony. Isolde is struggling, but from the way she's standing, you suspect her hands are tied. And Yandira is yelling for the Valandor troops to surrender, or she's going to throw her off.
Right.
Word of this is
Hagen
slowly
must-
starting to spread through the troops down below, and you can see uncertainty rippling through the ranks.
How quickly and quietly could Hagen climb up there? I know my climb walls is pretty high.
From where you are, the Great Hall to the Old Keep, you could reach the balcony with a round of climbing.
Yep, I'm going to spend a round climbing up there. I'm going to try to be stealthy about it. I want to creep up on her.
Okay, and your climb walls is 80, and that's a 63. And you silently 15. Nice. Okay. You run, leap off the edge of the balcony, stab your climbing daggers into the wall, and begin to scale the side of the Old Keep.
Yeah.
Although Yandira doesn't notice you, some of the troops down below do, and you can actually see out the corner of your eyes, one of them raises a crossbow towards you. His companion slaps it down, and you can see him shaking his head. You can almost see the words on his lips. Not that one! And that's a new round. Bellis,
She can see now?
Aval, you're next. That wasn't
That
Saltara.
wasn't her.
Oh,
I'm continuing my chance to support Talora, because that needs to be ongoing.
Okay.
That gives Talora a bonus, and it gives the Vrok a negative modifier.
Yes, okay. She's formed a safe haven away from the energies of the Vrok, and your chant worsens the Vrok's attacks. Perhaps it will be enough to save Ravel from what is coming next. Avel, what do you do? The thing towers over you.
So the Vrok. I'm still on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just, from the floor, take the sword Silverfire and just thrust up into its face?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. That is 19 plus 5, so 24.
4.
24 plus 3. Wait, I'm not done. Plus 3, so that's a hit.
And you have your inspiration as well, right?
No,
Didn't
that's
I
gone this
finish?
round. That's gone this
Yeah.
round.
No, so it's 20. It's 19 plus 4 plus 3.
Okay, give me the damage, please.
4.
Okay.
Now run.
I'm on the floor.
The blade slashes into the thing's face. It's a fantastically placed blow. The Vrok's head whips back, black blood bubbling from its mouth. But this thing is a demon. This is not its body. This is simply a form it takes, and it does not fear death. It descends upon you. And then quite literally out of nowhere, there's the sound of running feet, and Aldrich is standing between you and the creature.
My brother! My hero!
Its blows land on him. It's on initiative 5, the same as you. We'll do you and the Vrok first.
I'm
gets 5 attacks against you first.
What a man.
I'm going to try and parry everything. Perfect parries on all my attacks.
Okay, well, you don't get combat dominance against this thing.
No, but I still have 3 attacks, or 2, depending on what.
Okay, so 1 wing misses, 1 hits. Claws. 1 miss, 1 hit. Bite. Miss. So, you perfect parry 1 of them.
So I have 2 attacks, right?
Yep.
And I
hits.
And both are perfect parries.
Both are perfect parries, yeah.
Okay, right. You deflect the wing and deflect the claw. None of the attacks land against you, and Avel lives for another minute at least.
Oh, you've saved me!
I stare at the Vrok, and I spit at its feet. I can do this all day.
Jadarian.
So, her wyvern, how's that doing?
Near death.
I yell to get into the
It's on the same initiative count as you, but you're going before it.
I'm already in the circle, so
yeah.
And Hagen's taking care of the mother. So, how high up's the wyvern?
It's almost near the ground, as I said. She's actually going for Ruthic, so it'll be on the ground the minute you've taken your action.
Do I need to call shot it, or is it near? You say it's near death, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that'll do. Oh, 17 and a 19. So they both hit.
Nice.
One's a crit.
Okay, give me damage for both.
And is it within 30 for me?
No.
No, right, okay, so that's only so that's 6, 17 damage.
Beautiful.
2 arrows, though.
Yeah, they bury themselves almost up to the fletching in the thing's neck. It plows into the ground, cutting a swathe right through the Mordath troops, actually crushing a couple of them beneath its enormous bulk. Saltara leaps from the saddle, rolls to her feet, and comes face to face with her father. Her blade slices down, meets his. The pair of their swords locked, glaring into each other's eyes. You can see him shouting at her, although you can't hear the words over the sound of the fight. She has no response, but a maddened gleam, spittle flecking her lips.
She's blind as well.
Shanta.
Yeah, isn't she still blinded?
Yeah. Shanta and Hagen. Hagen, you're just about to finish your climb. Shanta, meanwhile, you're on the back of Kalax's mortal form, swooping straight down toward the now ground-born Saltara.
Yeah, just attack her kind of thing.
You're just going to ride, you're not going to attack. Okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if I had to command him or not.
You've told it to kill her.
Oh, I've already told.
Do that
That's fine. I will cast. Is the wyvern still alive?
No, it's dead.
Okay. I will cast sleep on Saltara, yeah, as well.
Okay. Well, I don't even need to roll a saving throw for her. She's actually too high level for it.
High level. Yeah.
The spell washes over her. She's not even aware of its casting beyond perhaps a moment of drowsiness. And then, she takes another blast of abyssal fire to the side of the head, staggers sideways, swinging around her with her blade, eyes completely blinded. Ruthic looks at her with a moment of regret and then brings his sword slashing down toward her. At that last moment, however, one of his own men parries his blade. This much treachery he cannot countenance. Lord, no! Ruthic turns to face the guy in absolute consternation. Hagen, you pull yourself up to the edge of the balcony.
Right. How firmly has she grabbed Isolde?
Okay, now you're in position. You can kind of see up between them. She has one hand on Isolde's hands, which are bound together. She's actually holding the rope with one hand. And with the other, she's gripping her by the hair.
Right. So I just want to make sure if I stab her in the back or something, she's not going to drop Isolde.
It's a risk.
Is there any way I could grapple her and try and pull her back?
Grapple Isolde?
Well, she's grabbing Isolde, so I figure if I pull...
If you grab Yandere, yes, absolutely.
Go ahead. Yandere back from the edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to try that.
Okay. Roll. D20.
All right. That is a natural 10.
A natural 10. Okay.
Yeah. That's
not high enough.
Yeah, for sure not high enough.
You pull yourself onto the balcony and grab for her. Your foot scuffs the edge of it. She hears you at the last moment, turns. Disappointing. I expected better. And then she shoves Isolde.
Oh.
Bellis.
That's my mom.
Is Saltara, is she carrying anything, or does she have like a pouch or something on her?
Did she have a large eye-shaped box with her, you mean?
Exactly.
No, she doesn't.
Shame. Okay. Well, the best thing I can do is keep supporting Talora and keeping up the circle. This is the most useful I can be.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it saved Aldrich last round from a couple of rock blows.
Can I, his mother, when she drops, can I wait till she's in range and cast a spell?
You're on 5, so
it's a reaction
we'll
spell
see.
Sort of thing, isn't it? Featherfall.
Yes, it is. So you can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your action for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Avel.
I'm gonna get up from the floor. I reckon, about time. And is the whatever it's called still alive?
Vrock.
The
yeah,
Vrock.
Vrock.
You think it's very badly injured. The burns it's taken from the holy
Time to
water,
kill it,
plus
then, I reckon.
two solid blows from Silverfire. Yeah, it's pretty badly hurt.
I'm just getting a bit sick of it being around. So yeah, I'm gonna take to one knee and again just take a stab at it. And that is a 4.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kind of dazzled by what Aldrich is doing. I'm like, whoa, and then I miss.
You look pretty cool, but you miss. Yeah. Okay. And Judarian and Aldrich.
Judarian first.
Just to say, when Chanter sees the lady fall, am I able to try and get him to grab her or catch her?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
You can direct the demon to swing in that direction.
Sweet.
Okay, and Judarian, actually just a moment before that, you drop your Featherfall spell on her.
I'll look up and say, Aniatia.
Okay, and her kind of mad, well, she can't flail her arms going with the tie behind her back, but she's screaming like hell. And then it breaks off in a frightened gasp as her rapid descent slows. And then Kalax, with Shanta on its back, swoops up underneath her, and it just kind of simply snares her in its claws and flies away from the edge of the Great Tower. Aldrich.
Okay, I'm going to take my vial of holy water and just slam it onto the creature's chest.
Okay, go for it.
And I roll a natural 20.
Badass. All right. And let's see. 7. That's more than enough. A furious flare of brilliant white fire. The rock throws its head back, screeches its pain, wings flutter, and then the movement becomes even more frantic, and as if its form itself is breaking up, becoming like smoke, pulling itself apart. And indeed, that is all that's left, a great greasy stain of vapor on the air that is eventually carried away by the desert wind. The echoes of his cry linger for long, pained moments, and then those two fade to silence.
Did we just kill a demon? We totally just killed a demon, didn't we?
Shanta, you have Isolde in
Nice.
Kalax's claws.
It's gonna.
A snarling voice ripples out of the demon's throat.
This is my prize.
All right, Gollum.
No. My
Give her to me.
no. My finger was going to be the thing. The cost. I spoke to you in the eye before. It was just going to be a finger.
I lust for flesh.
Well, my finger has flesh. Not much, but it has some.
You feel the thing's will buffeting against yours. And let's do Hagen quickly before we resolve that.
All right. Hagen sizes her up, draws his short sword, and then with his other hand, he's going to reach into his cloak and draw his dagger.
Okay.
And try to go in for the for 2 attack with that. Now, what kind of penalties are that? That's only
Okay, it's
-2,
minus,
right?
It's -2 with the sword, -4 with the dagger.
Okay.
You don't have 2 weapon fighting or anything like that, do you?
No, I don't.
No, so it's -2, -4.
So it's gonna ultimately be +1 and -1.
Okay.
All told. All right. So first with the sword.
She's AC 14.
That is a 19 plus 1 is 20, and the damage is 4 plus 3 is 7. And then for the dagger. 16 minus 1 is 15. And then, okay, well, I don't
That's
know.
a hit.
Get another d6. 3 plus 3 is 6.
It's half damage.
Okay. No, it's not. No.
Oh, is it not? Oh, okay.
No. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
A high blow with the sword, a thrust with the dagger. She winces, stumbles sideways, puts her hand down, looks at her own blood. Better. Much better. And then reaches behind her back and pulls out 2 daggers and responds with a flurry of blows.
Please.
She gonna fuck you up?
9 damage from the pair of them. I make that 14 hit points. You're on now. And she kind of drops into a fighting crouch, weaving her way around you. Shanta, the demon, spins in the air with such fury that you are thrown from its back. You pinwheel sideways and slam against the wall of the old keep, dropping to the ground a full 20 feet and taking 6 points of damage from the fall.
What are you doing?
Now I feed.
You didn't do as I asked.
No, I am a demon.
Isolde's scream is high and terrified and anguished and mercifully brief. Ended by the fanged mouth of Kalax. The demon folds its wings around itself and her body and vanishes from this plane.
You said you'd help me. You didn't help.
Its fading cry comes back to you across the barriers between the worlds.
I lied.
Bellis. Talora stops her chanting. Turns around to face you. You can see her face is drained of color.
She wounded? Just exhausted?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yes. We did. How's the battle going? Are we still
okay?
Or
quickly, you scan the situation. The Mordath troops have thundered into the courtyard through the breach. Aldrich is standing backed up, basically, against the entrance to the Great Hall over a very badly injured Avel. There's no sign of the demon. You just caught the end of it being destroyed by the holy water. Off to the entrance to the Court of Sparrows, the surviving men have formed a tight knot, but you can see the Mordath troops, with greater numbers, are starting to cut them down.
But they have no leadership anymore, do they?
They don't. It's just the pure bloodlust of combat. And speaking of leadership, you can see that Ruthic has finally deserted him. You can't actually see his form anymore, but the men who were formerly loyal to him, you see their blades rising and falling around something that's on the ground between them. Sartara stumbled to the side, her body smoking for a number of wounds, blindly reaching around herself.
Okay.
And of Isolde, nothing remains.
It might be wise to get Aldrich and Avel out of there and retreat.
You mean into the catacombs?
Yes. I think the battle is lost.
Gather them. I have prayers remaining that will cover our departure.
Okay. I cast a spell, and it creates a terrible shrieking coming from the back of the entrance, hoping to create enough of a distraction to get a moment to get Avel and Aldrich out of their predicament.
Tis a shriek.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do it because my throat's actually a bit sore at the moment.
Not surprisingly.
The sound is a scream like metal tearing, a desperate cry at the end of all things. And it has, at least for the moment, the desired effect. The Mordath troops nearest to you, Avel and Aldrich, stagger backward, wondering if yet another demon has been summoned to the field of battle.
And I beckon Aldrich and Avel. Now, come.
Should you wish to flee, now would be perhaps the only chance you will get. You could
How many
always
men?
stay in. die
How
a
many
glorious
men?
death.
How many men are still in the tight knot by the?
You estimate perhaps 20, 25.
And how many Mordath troops?
4 or 5 times that number.
And Soltara is still alive?
She is. You need to fight through a number of Mordath troops to reach her, though.
Aldrich, you're a crazy bastard. Don't go after her.
You're right. Are we still doing initiative, or is it just whatever?
It's not just whatever. Abel's next, and you're after her, so that's why I'm asking.
Okay, then
after
then I will help Abel get to his feet if he's not already on his feet, and help him up the stairs to join Bellis.
Okay, back into the Great Hall and up the stairs to the gallery where Bellis and Bone Mother, Talora, and Judarian still stand.
Can I do one last thing?
At the same time, but
one last thing. Sorry, I want to shout a command of retreat to the men if they can hear me.
Okay.
To regroup at the main hall.
The cry is picked up by your sergeant. Yeah, it's picked up by your sergeant, and the men immediately begin changing their position to make the best of their retreat if they can. Okay. At the same time as this, by the way, Judarian, it's you.
Okay. Knowing that Hagen went up, he'll swing his bow on his back, pull out his 2 kukris, and then say, Larca or Taliente, and then literally just run up the side of the keep to go and join him.
Okay.
Literally running up like that.
Yeah. Okay. You'll act with him the next round. Shanta and Hagen, end of the round.
I imagine I see them running. She's going to follow him, but while she does, she's going to attempt to charm person one last time on Soltara.
Okay. 18.
Yeah. Just going to keep
Even if
running.
you were low level, that would be okay. Be my friend! No, fuck. Okay.
Love me!
Okay.
Yeah.
Catching your breath, having had the wind seriously knocked out of you by your fall, you race across the intervening ground where you see your companions preparing to retreat back into the catacombs. Hagen, meanwhile.
Yeah. How much damage did you say I took?
You go down to 14 hit points.
Oh, wow. So that's about 9 damage that I took. Oof.
Yeah.
All right. Hagen tries to regain his composure after taking his wounds, watching her twirling her daggers. He gives his short sword one whirl and smirks. I don't get to say this very often, but mine's bigger. And then rushes in for the stab with that and the 1-2 with the sword.
Okay, nice.
All right, that is a 14 for the short sword attack. No, it's not. It's only a 12. My bad.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
she neatly sidesteps the short sword.
And then following up with the dagger. That is a 16.
Hit. And positions herself straight in the path of your shorter blade.
That is a, 4 plus 3 is 7.
Whoa. Okay. She stumbles sideways. Nice feint, she says. And seems about to return the favor when absolute consternation on her face. Oh. 2 against 1. No. That's not playing fair. And over at the corner of your eye, you see Judarian literally running vertically up the side of the wall and then onto the balcony.
Am I next to him now, am I?
You are.
Mail going in, our men on him in. And then I was like,
You've arrived just in time, cousin. Yeah.
She folds her blades across her chests. Until the next time. and whispers the word of a teleport.
Oh, really?
And there is the sound of air rushing into the space vacated by her. And she's gone.
Why didn't she just do that in the prison?
We'll get to that.
Good question.
All right, and that's the end of the round. Bellis. You and Aldrich and Avel are gathered together on the galleries of the Great Hall, along with Bone Mother Talora. You can see down below, Aldrich's troops are trying to beat a fighting withdrawal. Some of them are getting cut down before your eyes. Others are managing to make the overhanging
Aldrich is having a really hard time watching this.
that are leading into the Great Hall. Some, it seems, will escape. Others are giving their lives to cover the retreat of their fellows. But Mother Talora has positioned herself at the edge of the balcony itself, and you can see her head bowed in prayer as she begins to summon her most potent sorceries.
A retreat, an ordered retreat is probably the best, of course.
Bellis, is there something you can do for that to help those men retreat?
No.
Anything?
I'm thinking of anything, but I can't.
Okay, Bellis, you head for the rear of the Great Hall and the stairs that lead down toward the catacombs beneath the ancient ruins. Avel, you following?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hobbling my way.
I'm going to see if there's anything I can do to barricade the path behind us. So closing doors, putting big bars in front of the doors, that sort of thing, if I can.
Talora looks at you.
Go, Lord Aldrich. I will give one last service to this house.
Are you coming with us?
It is that or leave your rear unguarded. Run.
I salute her and bow. And
Okay.
I help Avel out of there.
Well, what about the others? How are they going to get out?
Well, you can see Shanta has made it up into the Great Hall and kind of goes hurrying past Talora.
I will stay with you.
If you stay with me, you will die. Aldrich needs you. I have served many generations of this house. The mother willing, I will serve more. But if I do not, you must.
Put my hand on her. The mother's blessings be with you.
Save your blessings for your foes. They will need them.
And then she finishes her incantation and fills the end of the hall with a blade barrier.
Woohoo!
I turn around and
That's effective.
run after.
Okay. Your last sight of her is with her hands raised, holding the blade barrier in position, maintaining its location. Unfortunately, for the time being at least, Hagen and Jadarian are on the wrong side of it. What do you two gentlemen do about this?
How high is it?
How high is the blade barrier?
Yeah.
It's 15 feet high.
So is there a way to get over the top of it?
You could indeed run across the roofs of the old keep toward the rear of the residences, past the council tower. I mean, you can. You don't even actually have to get into the Great Hall from your position. It will take you a little bit longer. That's all.
I say the words again, is Laca or Taliente, and place my hand on Hagen, and also pass the spell to him. And then
You should explain to him what it does.
It's spider
Because he probably
climb,
doesn't
so
know.
we can basically run on roofs and upside down, whatever you want to do.
I'll DM you the stuff.
Is that literally what Jadarian says?
No, but I demonstrate by just like standing on and then walking off the edge, and he can see me sort of like
Okay.
sticking to the side. Let's go.
Well, that's handy.
And as he
Take it
gets
apart.
up and goes to step over, I says, Yours doesn't work, really. I give him a wink.
For a second, Hagen immediately reaches for his climbing daggers, and then he's like, we should move.
Yes.
Okay. Shanta, any action from you, or are you just retreating?
Running. Just running.
Okay. All right. Bellis. It is a mad dash through the halls of Fort Valandor, down through the residences, beneath the council tower, under the foundations of the Lord's Tower, and then to the great cisterns, and below those, the catacombs themselves. And only when you see sarcophagi and smell corpse dust do you allow yourself to pause. Aldrich and Avel... No, go ahead.
Is Galric with us?
No sign of Galric.
Okay. Because he collapsed by the door where we were, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
So.
the last thing that was said to him was, "Get a hold of yourself, man," I believe Hagen said.
Right. And then that was the end of that. All right.
He's probably still lying there. Guys!
All right.
Aldrich and Avel, you're a few feet behind Bellis. Shanta arrives shortly thereafter.
Good.
You wait in the darkness, catching your breath. Hear the sound of running feet.
I make sure that we're standing along the side of the wall, and if necessary, I will cast an illusion to make it look like we're a part of a sarcophagi.
This way. I think they went this way. I'm sure And you see 8 Valandor men come rushing into the catacombs, looking around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Injured,
I step
dusty.
into view.
The sarcophagi, are there any, like, stood?
Yes.
Are they shaped like human people figures?
Yes, some are. Yes, some are.
I'm going to use my change and mask cantrips to just make myself look like a sarcophagi stood.
Okay. So,
Just against the wall. Nothing's happening. I'm fine.
okay.
I step into view of the men so that they can see me.
Oh, my lord!
Kind of hobble out behind him.
Are the
My lord.
is one? Do I recognize them? And
Well,
I mean, like, is the sergeant one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
My lord, we have failed you. The others gave their lives that we might... My lord, I'm sorry.
This is what left.
No others made it out of the courtyard.
You did what you could. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten. Now, let's get us all out of here.
Yes.
Your mother,
Yes.
that tiefling bitch, sacrificed her.
We will deal with all these things in due course. Let's just make sure we get out of here now.
There is a soft whispering sound from the ceiling above you.
I immediately stand and ready my weapon.
It's Hagen and Jadarian. They quite literally come through a crack in the ruined wall and run along the ceiling, down the wall, to join you.
Good to see you got out alive.
Good to see you alive. Where did you come from?
That's normal.
That's a pretty handy trick.
Let's move.
Yes, it was
Let's not wait around.
It was the scroll Chanter gave me.
Okay. What's the sergeant's name?
The sergeant's name is Dako, D-A-K-K-O.
Okay, Dako, lead the way.
There is a route through here, my lord, that will take us to the scarps behind the dunes. You four, rear guard. You four, point. The 8 men split into 2 groups. And with Dako in the foremost, you head your way into the most ancient tunnels beneath Fort Valandor, putting your ancestral home behind you.
I follow. I just kind of low-key turn myself into almost like a citizen, if I can, maybe a soldier.
Okay.
And just follow behind.
Okay. It is a long, hard walk in the dark. One of the men fashions a torch, and for those of you whose eyes are not preternaturally adjusted to the gloom, it helps guide the way.
How badly injured is everybody? Because
Okay. Aldrich,
Very
you're at 15
badly.
hit points.
yes, I know.
Belis, you're uninjured. Shanta's at 10 hit points. Hagen's at 14. Jadarian's uninjured.
For
And
once.
Aval is at... Aval is at 6.
I'm dying.
Chanta's gonna go over to Avel once it's like a safe area and cast Cure Light Wounds.
No, just leave me. I'm dying.
Val, can you do that healing song again? Which actually.
Oh yes, the Song of Rest.
Yes, please.
I feel invigorated already. That
You also-
cantrip really works.
You get 3 HP back as well.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so, hey there, squad. Welcome to my joint. Roll yourself D8 hit points. You will get 6 hit points.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Okay. Aldrich,
21.
21.
So,
Shanta,
Thank
fully
you.
Healed.
who still
Hagen.
needs some healing then after that?
That's the most hit points
Me.
I've had. I'm on 25 now.
I'm on 14, right?
I'm on 14 as well.
I'm on 21, so I need a bit more.
Okay, and so.
I need another. I'm 13 shy of my total,
Oh wow! And anybody else?
so I'm still a little bit hurt.
Avel, are you still hurt?
No, I'm on 14, so I'm good.
Hagen,
Jay Darren will check over Aldrich's
yes,
wounds
still hurt.
how much? How
and
much?
softly speak some words of magic and give him
I'm nine.
1 hit point back.
Chanta,
Oh yeah,
Hunter.
I do battlefield healing, alright?
Chanta goes over and gives Aldrich 6 HP back.
I'm 9 HP down.
Okay.
Everybody's touching me. I think this is kind
I'm
of a good
hugging
moment.
you. I'm absolutely hugging you.
And then Hagen will get my last.
I'll give Hagen 3 back as well.
Okay.
Hagen, you get 1 from me. I'm sorry.
Never
Okay,
mind,
so
guys.
Hagen, you're on 24 then. I make that.
Oh, I'm on 24. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
There's a whole bunch of group touching, which leaves...
Oh, I thought you were a lot more therma there.
Wait,
That is
crap.
Aldrich.
Wait, did you guys see Golric?
No, I thought he was with you.
I thought he was with you. Oh crap, have we left him?
Well, Bone Mother Talora was guarding the rear. She might see him.
She made it up
Oh dear.
So
Up ahead, starlight beckons.
so everybody's healed now, right?
Aldrich is still 6 down. Hagen's 1 down.
I'll do a cure
And
moment.
Aval is 5 down.
Hagen gets an orison,
Okay.
That should
Hagen, you're
heal him.
fully healed.
and Aldrich gets a cure moderates.
Okay.
That
how
is
much is it?
D8, right?
It's
D10.
D10 plus
D-
2.
D10.
Woohoo!
6 plus 2, 8.
Yeah, that's me up to full.
That's it. Okay.
Thank
So
you,
only,
Bellis.
only Aval suffers some demon-related scuffing.
Wow, hello darkness,
Excuse
my
me.
old friend.
So, Avel still wounded, or
5
Just a little bit.
okay? So he gets also. No, I'll give Avel then a cure light.
Okay, so what am I on now?
Oh, I forgot I could do.
6 points of damage.
I could have
How
done
much?
healing on the veil.
6.
Okay, so that's it.
Cool.
In the starlight of the desert, the Ghost Mother's magic heals the last of your wounds. Physical wounds, that is.
Oh dear.
Sergeant Daco starts making a rudimentary camp, just enough to rest and get some food before deciding where to go and how rapidly to depart. You've come at least a mile or two under the catacombs and are, for the time being at least, away from Fort Valandor. But if Mordath sends out any patrols, they will find you. You can't stay here for very long. But yes, Galric doesn't appear to have made it out. But Mother Talora, if she lives, does not join you. Lord Ruthic, likewise, does not make an appearance. And it need not be said, but nor does Isolde.
What happened to her?
Someone gonna fess up?
I failed to save her.
I turned to the soldiers. Did anybody see what happened to Isolde?
I
Daco says, I did.
I did.
What happened?
She's not with us anymore.
Well, clearly, where is she?
She's with the Ghost Mother now.
The fault is mine.
I'm sorry. When did this happen?
During the battle.
What happened?
The prisoner lady who I said we should keep our eyes on held her at the balcony, and she pushed her off.
Only because I went to save her.
Yes, but I saved her fall.
Oh, you did?
So, how did she die?
So what killed her?
then? Exactly.
Chanta's like bottom lip starts going and like there's just like tears like forming in her eyes, like she's basically crying now.
She died because I was stupid.
No. The fault was mine.
What do you mean?
I didn't. I thought everyone was gonna die, so I asked for the help of Amon Abor, and he
Who?
lied.
Tiefling god.
And he lied to me, and in return for
Is that why that demon came?
yeah.
You mean to
And
say
the demon
another demon?
Well, I saw the demon on the battlefield. But that was you.
I summoned the second demon to fight on our side.
You were manipulated. You
I
can't
saw-
blame yourself.
Wait. What does this have to do with our mother?
I thought that it would want my finger, and when I saw her falling and Jadarian slowed her fall, I commanded it to grab her and put her safely down. It denied me and threw me to the floor, and it took her, and I think it killed her.
You let our mother die.
It told me it would help, and I offered it. What I thought it wanted, and
Shanta, we've spoken about this. But you don't play with demons, never. And now our mother is dead because of you.
But everyone was gonna die.
It was my duty to rescue her. If I had not been so inept, she would still be here. I take the blame for this. You can't...
No. I blame Saltara Mordath. It was her fault that the house was attacked, despite her father's efforts to make an alliance. It is her fault that we were coerced into summoning demons and being deceived.
I think if you look at it, actually it's all the fault of the demons. Because Saltara was going to save her dad, and in order to do that, she thought she could use the eye. And then the eye took over. That's what happened.
Exactly.
You should never deal with demons. And Janta, you should listen up. This is a lesson for naive little girls.
You believed that it would just take your pinky, take your finger.
It will take whatever it wants.
How ridiculous can you be to think that?
I put a calming hand on Avil's shoulder.
Maybe, but lessons are learned here, not by just Chanta, by all of us. She warned us that she didn't trust this woman. That hindsight come days ago, weeks ago.
Yes. If anything, I'm more resolved than ever to destroy the eyes.
What I was wondering is, this woman who tried to throw Isolde off, she was in on the attack of Mordath.
Yeah, we don't.
Or at least joining them. Yes. Well, we saved her from
their captivity.
Yeah.
Did we?
She teleported away.
Yes.
So maybe she was there. Literally, like a drop out of the hat, she just went. She disappeared and teleported from me and...
Why didn't she do that in jail?
Exactly.
That is a very poignant question.
She was there from her own will.
Maybe she was there on a mission and just pretending that she was being held.
She's
been playing both sides.
Aye, she was there spying.
Or double agent, yes.
And she knew who I was.
Every inch of my gut feeling, my moon-white gut feeling, tells me that this is a demon manipulation plan.
Well, it's not like it matters anymore. Valandor has fallen. We're the last survivors. And he shrugs off Aldrich's shoulder and walks away from the group. Should just go stand by himself.
I'm sorry. She grabs the necklace she got off of what's her name? The tiefling betrayer. Zero, yeah. And she just rips it off and just lobs it away and just kind of hides herself under the blanket, and you just hear her sobbing to herself. Trying to be quiet though.
Aldrich goes a couple of feet to the side, stabs his polearm into the sand, and kneels down and says a few quiet words to himself, remembering his mother.
I stand behind Aldrich and mouth the prayer of the mother behind him and help him in his remembrance.
Hagen will do the same.
Gods only know she was not perfect.
Parents rarely are.
But in her own way, she tried.
She did what she thought was best for this house and for her children.
Then we owe it to her to take back what is rightfully ours. I say I stand up and I pull the pole arm back out of the sand. Who's with me?
I am, as ever, with you.
Then the first thing we need to do is find help. Because there's no way we can take this house.
Where do we have allies left? Or where do we find the money to get ourselves some mercenaries?
The ghost elves wanted peace. And they thought that this would be a good alliance. Maybe knowing that we were betrayed by Soltara, maybe they might help.
It's a start.
There's also
The tieflings.
the tieflings of Whitethorn whom you saved.
I think we make more of a chance with the tieflings than with the ghost elves, but that's my option.
I have connections with some assassins. I could try and hire out a few.
That might be a very useful asset to have in retaking the castle. A very useful asset, actually.
I'll just do it at once then.
But now we have the more immediate question.
I think
Where do we go now?
We hide with the tieflings. If they will.
Several days to the south, Sergeant Daco says. But we can steal a good few hours' march before the dawn.
Before the wizards start looking for us.
Cinnamon.
Yes. And Dirge as well, yes.
They were back there.
Still
How many, knowing from our previous journey, how long would it take us to walk to the
Oh, Jesus, it'll take you a week to walk there.
Is there anywhere where we could
two or three
possibly
by
get
horse.
mounts?
Yes, there are small settlements scattered across Valandor's territory. You could probably be at one of those just after dawn. Then another couple of days to Whitethorn. Of course, the tieflings aren't there anymore, but that's a start.
Your horse will be fine, Chanter. They are just beasts. They're not there to fight. There's no reason why they would be slaughtered.
Mordath values horses more than they value people. Sergeant Daco says.
Cinnamon won't want to be used for them. They won't be nice to her.
Well, it is what it is, and we'll have to deal with it, and so will you.
Bellis, be kind to the girl. She's been through a lot.
Daco seems about to say something, but
And it is time to grow up.
Toward Aldrich, and remembers his duty and holds his silence.
It is time to grow up here.
I take Sergeant Daco off to the side.
Sir.
I understand your personal feelings on this matter,
Thank you, sir.
and I will take them under advisement. But
Thank you,
for
sir.
now, we need to be a unified front. We're not going to survive this if we have bickering in the ranks.
Understood, sir.
Now, rally the men. We need to move before dawn.
Yes, sir. And he turns and does his sergeant voice. And immediately has the men jumping to his orders and preparing for the march deeper into the desert to the south.
If it's any comfort to you, Chanta, Cinnamon is standing next to Dirge, and they have each other at the moment.
Just like Judge.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have to be strong. Let's get a move on.
Jaderon's going to look for any sort of animal tracks that could be out here.
There are the skitter marks of lizards across the sand. You can see the marks their feet make and the wavy line of their tail. The swish, swish, swish back and forward of snakes. The tiny pattering indentations that must be insects. Spiders, probably. It's all good eating.
Well, obviously he's not from around here, so he'll say, Hagen, what's good for eating around here? I see there's plenty of wildlife.
What is there? Would Hagen know what's good for eating around here?
Yeah, you've been here long enough to know what's available. Snakes, lizards, desert rats.
Yeah.
Birds, if you can catch them. Buzzards, a bit stringy, but they're not too bad.
Plenty of things if you've got the stomach. Ever eaten rats before?
No. Lizard, maybe. Snake, maybe.
Snake's good eating if you know how to prepare it.
Mm-hmm. Desert cats too. They're very good.
Again with the cats.
What? Moonwhites like cats. They're nice.
I don't understand.
I like cats, but I don't want to eat them.
Oh, you should have a black cat stew. It's delicious.
No!
And so with thoughts on your stomachs as much as on what you leave behind and what lies ahead, your small group winds its way across the dunes and into an uncertain future. Aldrich, Avel, you cast a look back over your shoulders. The lights of Valandor are visible. A steady glow of torchlight in the Court of Sparrows. The moon will be reflecting off the water garden. Starlight glimmering on the Lord's Tower and the mausoleum. Home no longer, but home perhaps again one day soon. Saltara, her eyes still unseeing, sits in the great hall of Fort Valandor. There are tears on her cheeks. Her father's body under his own cloak as a shroud lies at her feet. The cowled figure at her side looks down at her tears at the body of the Mordath troops around the hall of their greatest rival. You feel you failed? My father betrayed his house. Betrayed me, Saltara says. Yes, that is failure. I am all that remains of Mordath now. You failed also, she says, staring blindly toward the figure. On the contrary, the cowled figure says, I tested my apprentice's skills. He is ready. All that remains is to make him an offer he can't refuse. And she pulls her hood back, revealing the features of Yandera. The nightingale song is very alluring, she says. And the imperial crown can make offers that are very convincing. I do not count this a failure at all. She places one hand on Saltara's shoulder. And nor should you. And here we end episode 7.
Oh man, that was
what
painful.
Fuck.
Literally.
What
Shanta,
the
I'm
actual
sorry.
fuck?
Hagen, how do you not know that Yandere is your like master
That's my
essentially?
question. Don't ask me. I'm asking that.
So I would like to thank our Patreon patrons who had a choice of complicating factors today and voted for Hagen Quell's assassin master come looking for him. So, yeah, that was their choice.
Great.
What were the options? Oh my god!
Oh, I couldn't possibly say.
I actually,
I can't believe you've done this.
I actually loaded up Patreon the other day to see how we're doing on it, and I did see the poll, and I was sitting there thinking, "Oh shit," because it was 50-50, and one of them involved me.
Oh,
So I was just like, "Oh."
What did I ever do to you? I don't mean that. I love you, really. Thank you.
The other option was just everybody orders pizza and is happy.
Oh, I wish.
No one dies, no dragon demons are summoned, and we're all
The other would be that the undead dragon writes Shanta back.
Shanta. So thank you everybody for watching, by the way. No technical glitches today. Slightly shorter episode, but I'm not sure how much more of this we could have taken. So,
God.
All right, but cheers, guys. As we said, Patreon's up and running. Any of your or all of your donations go straight back into this project. So please, if you're feeling generous, go and sign up. And
if generosity isn't enough, the opportunity to really screw with these guys week after week after week after
It's
week.
fun!
It's not. But yeah, cheers, guys. And
Thank you.
as for me and Panda, we'll see you tomorrow for Pantheon.
Thank
Cheers,
you
guys.
thanks for watching.
Bye.
See you
Yep,
later.
thanks for ruining my life. Love you.